kindred spirits, bound by destiny. Well, I was smart, but I lacked ambition. Johnny was wild, no inhibition. Was about like mixing fire and gasoline. And he'd say, hey, Romeo, let's go.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2013 Turbo. Good evening and welcome to the 2013 Turbo National Men's Soccer Game of the Week presented by the NSCAA and Admiral Soccer. Today's national spotlight includes 18th ranked USAO. They are the Drovers, coming in 3-2 on the season as they welcome Bethel University out of Tennessee, 4-0 on the season, live on NSCAATV.com. I'm Eric Rogers, and joining me today is Sean Tiemann.
Well, we have a pretty good matchup today on this broadcast, Eric. We have obviously USAO, the home team here in Chickasha, Oklahoma, member of the Sooner Athletic Conference, taking on Bethel out of Tennessee. Two programs that have really been at the top of the NAI Division I scene for quite some time. You have USAO, which has made 4 straight national tournament appearances, went undefeated until losing in the quarterfinal round of the postseason a year ago in 2012. And then you have Bethel, Tennessee, which is coming off a couple of years ago a national tournament appearance. Missed it last year, but in 2008 won a national championship. So two programs that have pretty good storied soccer tradition the last decade or so.
And USAO coming off of a 7-0 win, and they have really turned it around after a little bit of a slow start earlier this season. And we've been Bethel coming in on a undefeated season so far, and they really hope to keep that up as they come into Oklahoma down here in Chickasha, where it is pretty reasonable temperatures for today. Not too hot like we've seen the past couple weeks, but the wind's blowing a little bit, so humidity isn't quite so bad. And the wind's starting to pick up, which we were wondering if that was going to start happening later on today.
Yeah, about 92, 94 for the afternoon high today here in Chickasha. Not that far from Oklahoma City, if people are familiar with the area, about 30 miles to the west. And this is obviously an all-grass field here. You wonder how universities take care of their fields when they're grass. A lot of schools, especially at the smaller college level, have gone to field turfs. But looks playable, ready to go. Already had a women's game in the books, which Bethel won 3-2 over the host school, USAO, here in Chickasha today.
And like you mentioned, all-grass field. It's been raining so far this summer, but it's been pretty dry the last couple of weeks, and that's sure to play a little bit of an impact today.
Yeah, and talking to some of the head coaches, we'll hear from them in a moment, but this is going to be an interesting matchup. Two teams that might want to go on the attack right from the outset. Both teams' head coaches feel they can adapt to the other team's style of play, whatever they decide to do.
It should definitely be an interesting game, and we will be right back to get the starting lineups and more right here from Drover Field.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today.
Welcome back to Drover Field. Eric Rogers here with you alongside Sean Tiemann. And Sean, earlier we talked to the coaches, and we're going to start off here with our conversation earlier with Coach Melvin Belong of Bethel. How do you feel your team has developed so far over the course of this season?
Well, we've done pretty well, being that we are undefeated as it is as of today. We're looking to maintain that record in the streak.
What are going to be your points of emphasis tactically while playing USAO today?
Well, tactically, we want to maintain our shape, We want to stay disciplined and follow our game plan and stay with it.
What concerns you about USAO today, and what are you going to do to change that?
Well, they're a strong opponent at home. They're playing at home, so we on the road. We understand that, and we just have to, like I said, maintain our shape, stay disciplined with our game plan.
All right. How do you feel your team has developed so far over the course of this season?
Well, we've done pretty well, being that we are undefeated as it is as of today. We're looking to maintain that record in the streak.
What are going to be your points of emphasis tactically while playing USAO today?
Well, tactically, we want to maintain our shape. We want to stay disciplined and follow our game plan and stay with it.
What concerns you about USAO today, and what are you going to do to change that?
Well, they're a strong opponent at home. They're playing at home, so we on the road. We understand that, and we just have to, like I said, maintain our shape, stay disciplined with our game plan.
All right. How do you feel your team has? And we also talked to USAO Drovers coach Jimmy Hampton, and he is chasing his 199th win for men's soccer today. And here's what he had to say about today's game far this season.
We've come a long ways from day one. We didn't come in looking too top class, but I think in the last couple of weeks we figured out our roles and what our responsibilities are, and tactically gotten a lot better. So we've seen a ton of improvement in the last couple of weeks.
Today, what are going to be your big points of emphasis tactically while playing Bethel?
We got to keep them from getting behind us. They're quite big and fast up top, and so we got to keep the game in front of us in the back, and then our midfielders have got to be able to win the middle of the park defensively, shut any of their playmakers down, and then we got to try to stretch them offensively.
And what concerns do you have today about Bethel, and what are you going to do to change that?
I think individually they're quite talented up top and in the middle of the park, and so I think we've got to hunt in packs. We've got to defend as a team and not let the game become a 1v1 game all over the park. So we've got to compact that space quite tight for them when they get the ball, and when we come back, in the transition, we've got to get after them very quick and see if we can utilize some of our pace up top.
All right, Coach, thank you very much, and good luck today.
Okay, thank you.
Far this season.
Again, comments from the head coach of the USAO Drovers, Jimmy Hampton. Again, his 198th career victory came yesterday in a win here at home for the USAO Drover men's soccer program. This will be the third game they play this week here against Bethel out of Tennessee, McKenzie, Tennessee. And the announcements of the starting lineups taking place here at Drover Field. Two teams that are ranked in terms of the top 25 plus receiving votes. The Drovers come in USAO ranked 18th this week. They were preseason number 10, and Bethel comes in receiving votes. So if you stretch the poll out, somewhere in that number 27 or number 28 category nationally, again, won a national championship as recent as 2008. I think both these coaches are really wanting to see early on in this ball game how the other team's going to attack, because we think it could be a lot more exciting game than you might anticipate with two very skilled teams.
I think so. It really sounded like they are really wanting to play off of the other team, whereas usually a lot of coaches like to sit back, wait, see what the other team's going to do, but it sounds like they really want to set the tempo early.
Yeah, it could be an all-out attack mode for both squads here today in Chickasha. Bethel's coming off a win over another Sooner athletic team from just a couple of nights ago against Oklahoma Baptist. We'll take a break. Be back with more of our Tour Boat National Men's Soccer Game of the Week after this.
.com/education. Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today.
Tra-la-la, tra-la-la.
Curious minds create beauty.
Curious minds discover new solutions.
Curious minds make a difference.
Curious minds shape their future.
USAO, College for the Curious Mind.
And welcome back to Drover Field here in beautiful Chickasha, Oklahoma. Eric Rogers here with you alongside Sean Tiemann as we take a look at the starters for the visiting Bethel University Wildcats. Starting in goal, number 1, Christopher Baker, a senior out of Reading, England. And also number 2, Oliver Pratt, a freshman from Burton, England. Jens Negan, a freshman out of Middelfart, Denmark. Number 6, Jorgen Hansen, a senior out of Fredrikstad, Norway. Number 9, Mohamed Doumbaya, a senior out of Cobb, Georgia. Number 10, Alvaro Zamora Luna. He is a senior out of Los Angeles, California. Number 11, Vinicius Kirchner, a junior midfielder from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Number 12, Antonio Pereira, a junior forward from Atibaia, Brazil. Number 13, Alucian Alana Naran. He is a a junior defense from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Number 14, David Orr, a freshman midfield from Glasgow, Scotland. Number 19, Gilmore Goncalves, a junior from Sao Paulo, Brazil. As we get set to go here, Bethel will be moving from right to left, and they will be kicking off to start as the ball is now in play. Zamora Luna has it right now as he takes it through midfield, tries to make a pass to the sideline and nearly misses there as the ball goes just out of bounds, and it will be USAO's ball on the far side. Phil Pryor will take the throw in. As he takes his time and throws it in now. Deep ball towards the box and a header in and trying to go for goal, but it sails over. As that was number 10, Stefan Owusu. As we take a look at the USAO starters in net, Brian Byers, number 1. He is 3-2 on the season with 19 saves for 76% on the season. Number 2, Phil Pryor. Number 5, Scott Parkinson. Number 4, Sam Rimmer. Number 7, Cal Okot. Number 16, Liam Madden. Number 3, Awan Komalong. Number 10, Stephen Owusu. Number 8, Perry Sansford, who had a hat trick on Tuesday against Friends. Number 9, Nicholas Alberto. And number 22, Nate Scott. Deep ball in from the keeper, and USAO has control. Nicholas Alberto has it as he passes back. And Bethel has it now. With the pass to the near side to Alvaro Zamora Luna. Zamora Luna with a pass, and another one over to David Orr as it's a little too far for him as he takes it to the corner now. Passes back to Oliver Pratt, and it goes out of bounds.
Seen a couple of good runs already toward the box for each side here. Eric, anticipate this one to at least have a lot of shots on goal in the ball game today, again in Chickasha with USAO, number 18 in the country this week against Bethel, who's undefeated at 4-0 receiving votes.
And Oliver Pratt inbounds to Vinicius Kirchner. Kirchner tried to get it in, but USAO will take it the other way. Stephen Owusu bringing it up, and we'll try to switch the play, but pass is a little bit awry, and Bethel takes it over. Alanaran has it, and they will pass back to the keeper, Chris Baker. Baker 3-0 on the season with a .86 goals against average as he sends it towards midfield. And we have a player down on the field for Bethel. That's number 12, Antonio Pereira.
You had mentioned one of the players for USAO had a hat trick earlier in the week. They had another hat trick just yesterday, Liam Madden. So a couple of high-octane offenses, at least early on in the season, for both USAO and Bethel out of Tennessee.
And you mentioned, too, last season they were undefeated, USAO was, until the postseason, and a little bit of a slow start out with 2 losses already on the season.
Yeah, and one of those being here at home. They went 9-0-2 last year here on the pitch at Drover Field in Chickasha.
And able to find a little bit of their edge the past 2 games. As Bethel puts the ball back in play. Antonio Pereira back up. He has the ball now in the far corner. Pereira trying to find some room and has to knock it out of bounds for a goal kick for USAO.
Now, Bethel University out of Tennessee is in its first year in a new conference, too, the Southern States Athletic Conference, with more like-minded in terms of geography with some other Tennessee schools, Martin Methodist being one of those. But this is an athletic program that's been on the rise the last few years.
Byers with a long kick in from the goal box and trying to find some sort of possession, both teams, as USAO finally picks it up. Trying to find someone to pass it to, and Bethel takes it over. Pass to the near side to Zamora Luna. Luna passes it up to Mohamed Doumbaya. Doumbaya had 2 goals against Robert Morris a little bit over a week ago. As Zamora Luna trying to get the ball, and USAO able to take it away as Okot sends it up. Bethel, however, will take it back as we have a whistle here.
We've had a lot of physical play already early on, as evident by that ball right there up the sideline, trying to go into the attacking third on the offensive side. USAO will have to give it up here to Bethel, but good job by Stephen Owusu to try to maintain for the Drovers.
Jürgen Hansen trying to get something going for Bethel as he was fouled there. Bethel sends it over to the far side now. Gilmar Goncalves has it as both teams battling for it along the sideline, and it goes out of bounds off of USAO. And Bethel will inbound. Does so towards the middle of the field. And Doumbaya will overstep it, but USAO takes it over. Owusu trying to take it in, shakes off a defender with a shot, and it is stopped by Chris Baker on the ground. And Baker quickly throws it back into play to Zamora Luna. Zamora Luna quickly double-teamed as he breaks away from that, and we have a small collision there as 2 Bethel players collide. Trying to go for the ball, and they will say the foul came off of USAO, however. And Bethel will kick the ball back into play. Chris Baker doing the honors.
Already seen good athleticism from both sides early on in this match. Scoreless again. We're in about the 6th minute or so of the first half.
A lot of fast pace, physical play to start, and that's about what we were expecting too, talking to both coaches earlier today. Phil Pryor will kick the ball out of bounds, trying to get the ball, and Bethel with a quick inbound goes off of the head of a USAO player, and Byers sails in there trying to prevent any type of chance for Bethel, able to come up with the ball. Byers with the kick into Owusu. Owusu heads it, and that will head out of bounds. And Bethel will have it near the corner as Oliver Pratt will inbound deep in his own zone. And Owusu jumps in, able to deflect the ball, and he comes back up with it again along the goal line, tries a cross lob. No one there, but USAO will still have possession. As kick into the box will sail over everybody's head, and that will go out of bounds for a goal kick.
Neither team really shy about trying to make aggressive runs in the offensive zone. That's good to see.
Definitely trying to gain any little bit of an edge they can to come up with any type of chance, and both teams really trying to work it here. Baker will kick it in. David Orr unable to come up with the header as it sails back into the Bethel zone, but now over to USAO. And a little bit of room there for Doumbaya. Doumbaya trying to eke it through the defense, but nothing doing as Phil Pryor comes up with it and sends it back upfield. And foul called now on Bethel. As a little bit of a slide tackle trying to go for the ball, comes up not. Phil Pryor with the free kick, sends it up. And battling for it now as Zamora Luna comes up with the ball for Bethel, but USAO takes it over. And a shot towards the net, knocked away, and that shot coming from Nicholas Alberto. But Chris Baker comes up with it and will try to get Bethel back the other way. Baker having all kinds of time to set something up for Bethel as he sends it with a lot of backspin on that ball. Luna trying to come up with the ball, but it is taken away there by Liam Madden. Madden sends it to the far side. Pass inside now to number 18. Pass in from Chris Baker from the goal kick. Kirchner trying to get something going, and whistle blows here as a foul against USAO. Jorgen Hansen with the free kick. Sends it over to Antonio Pereira. Pereira unable to get anything going, and USAO will take over. Pass now on the far side, trying to get it over to Alberto. Taken away from Bethel. Bethel trying to send it the other way. Pass too far, and USAO takes over again. Pass back to Byers. Byers with a little bit of pressure, sends it down the field. Hansen with the header, able to send it back towards USAO's side, but a lob there by Liam Madden goes straight to the keeper, and Bethel will take it back over. Baker with a long line drive, sends it over everybody's head. Scott Parkinson will send it out of bounds, though, for USAO, and Bethel. Well, it went off of Bethel player David Orr, and USAO with the inbound. Sent it back to Byers. Byers sends it, and Hansen right there again for the header and sends it right to Liam Madden for USAO. Bethel takes it back, however. Run up the field for Olanaran, and Olanaran gets it back. Olanaran with a lot of pressure from Alberto, and a slide tackle there, able to get all ball, no call on the little trip there. USAO has it, number 11. On the far side, Gene Nappy. And the ball heads out of bounds. Off of Bethel. And Phil Pryor will have the inbound. Pryor with the long inbound towards the box. Cluster of bodies going for the header, but it pops up and goes straight to Chris Baker. And Baker taking his time. Kind of a little flub kick there, but it goes straight to Vinicius Kirchner. Kirchner gets it up, and now Doumbaya has it, gives it over to Orr. Orr trying to break in, but it bounces off USAO, heads to Zamora Luna. Zamora Luna with a long kick, and that will sail over the net into the street back behind the USAO net. And we were wondering earlier if any balls have done that lately, and there's our answer.
Yeah, there's an extremely high net right behind Eric, behind the goal that goes up maybe, let's say, 35, 45 feet, but then off to the left, maybe still inside the box, a good 15, 20 feet on each side. It goes to a shorter net, which is maybe 15 feet high, and balls, if they sail on guys, could go over the street down to the south here of the Drover Field pitch.
USAO with it now. Madden with a drive, and that sails out of bounds back behind the Bethel net. We would like to thank our official hotel sponsor of tonight's National Game of the Week broadcast, Best Western of Chickasha. The Best Western is a great stop for opponents, away teams, fans, and families traveling to the area who need a place to stay. To book a reservation, contact Best Western at 405-224-4890 or visit them online at bestwestern.com.
Well, we're almost close to the 15th minute here, and scoreless on the Drover Field pitch with USAO hosting Bethel. Drover's ranked 18th this week in NAI Division I men's college soccer, and Bethel receiving votes. They're undefeated, though. They're 4-0. USAO comes in 3-2 in their first 5 games.
Bethel trying to break in, and a nice takeaway there by USAO as they try the long ball, going for it, and Baker comes out of the net, able to stop any chance there by Gene Nappy. And Bethel tries taking it the other way. Kirchner passes it up, and a whistle there against Bethel. A little bit of a push there, says the referee, and USAO will take over with the free kick.
Wind has picked up a little bit since the start of the ball game, although not expected to be that gusty today here in Oklahoma. A lot of people are familiar with Oklahoma wind. It can be an issue at times in outdoor sporting events.
Definitely see that a lot in baseball, I'm sure. Long ball there for USAO, and that will head out of bounds as Alberto tried to run it down, but wasn't quick enough. And Bethel will have the goal kick.
Haven't seen a whole lot of set pieces yet from either side. I know these teams are very, very skilled and talented. No score right now, but I would venture to guess we'll have some scoring before this one's said and done.
Baker taking his time to let Bethel set up, sends the ball up, and a nice header there by USAO, but that is too far for Nappy, and the ball heads right back to Baker. Baker with the kick. Pryor will knock it out of bounds off of his head, and Bethel will take over with the throw-in. Goncalves throws it in, gives it to Doumbaya. Doumbaya passes it back to Jorgen Hansen. Hansen tries to send it back up. A little bit of a tip there by USAO, and causes enough of a scramble there that USAO able to draw a foul. So far the shots, USAO with 6 shots already, and Bethel with just the lone shot on Byers, and Byers kind of just sitting back there biding his time. I'm sure he's probably itching for a little bit of action. As a little bit of a tie-up there between Hansen and Nappy. And Bethel will get the benefit of the call. Hansen sends it right to Byers. And Byers will just roll it over for Scott Parkinson. Parkinson sends it. Tries to find Owusu. And that ball will head back to Baker. Baker rolls it over. And Nagin finds Dumbaya. Dumbaya trying to find something, gets the ball back, and lets it head over, and Dumbaya will gets it right back. Takes it up with the long pass, trying to find a little bit of space there for David Orr, but USAO able to knock it back with Oliver Pratt knocking it out of bounds off of his head. Inbound by Errol Reed. Goes out of bounds off from Okot. Okot will inbound once again. Okot gives it back to Parkinson. Around midfield, Parkinson with a little bit of a switch of the play. Sends it over to Alberto. Alberto drops it back for Burley. Burley gets it back. Still at midfield as he walks it back a little bit, switches it back to Parkinson here on the near side. Parkinson passes it up. Finds Nappy. Nappy trying to get something going. Bethel getting their foot in. And a long shot there by Burley, sails just wide. And Baker will have the goal kick for Bethel. Gives it up to Hansen. Hansen passes it right back. And another pass up for Kirchner, but it sails over his head out of bounds. Okot with the throw in to Nappy, now to Madden. Madden sends it to the far side. USAO trying to walk it in, trying to find a little bit of penetration against the defense of Bethel. Bethel able to get it back, however, as Goncalves passes it up to Orr. Orr with a long pass, trying to find Dumbaya on the run, but it's too far for him. And Byers comes up with it. Byers with the kick. Able to find Alberto in the far corner of Bethel's end. He comes away with it, tries to get it to Madden. Madden with the shot on the run. Sails well wide. And it'll be another goal kick for Bethel.
Hey, don't forget you can purchase a video download of any contest of this fall's Game of the Week series, including today's at USAO as the Drovers host the Bethel University team out of Tennessee. You can head to the website, torbosportsgroup.com, make the order, and Torbo Sports will send an email to you and download the game in full for yours to keep forever.
Definitely good to have forever.
Again, torbosportsgroup.com. You'll be able to find that.
Bethel bringing it up, takes it up to midfield, but a errant pass goes out of bounds, and USAO will take over. Quick throw in by Pryor. Gives it to Parkinson. And Parkinson with a long ball right to Bethel. Bethel with the header. However, it finds Madden. Madden hands it over to Burley, or I should say, kicks it over to Burley. No hands here in soccer. Alberto sends it up. Burley trying to get the ball back from Bethel, but Bethel brings it up. Pereira takes it up for Bethel with a little bit of a pass, trying to get it over to Kirchner. Kirchner unable to come up with it as Parkinson knocks it out of bounds. Bethel will have the inbound, however, with Oliver Pratt on the inbound. Parkinson knocks it out again, and this one will stay off of USAO as it Or no, they're going to switch that and say it went off of Bethel, Zamora Luna. Okot with the inbound and a rough play there as Oliver Pratt is a little bit shaken up, looked like a hand in the face there from Owusu.
Yeah, I think Owusu's foot actually came up high and went to the face of the Bethel player who is down and grabbing him, I believe his left eye. He's looking just above his left eye and maybe on the eyebrow over here. He said that was Pratt. It was Owusu's foot, I believe, that came up. He tried to kick the ball. It was bouncing off the ground and up in the air, and it went up a little bit high near the upper torso of the Bethel player Pratt there, and he took at least a toe, the tip of the toe to the facial area, right near his eye. Appears to be okay. So far, USAO, Eric's been able to dictate the play, but a lot of indiscriminate balls. They're just trying to lob into the attacking third of the field. No score. We're in about the 23rd minute here on the pitch in Chickasha, Oklahoma.
Hansen with the free kick, sends it towards the box for Bethel. Pryor able to get the head on it, gives it up to Madden. Madden with a pass up, trying to find someone, but Bethel able to get a foot in, send it back the other way. Kirchner with the kick, trying to get it towards the net, but that will head wide, and USAO will have another goal kick.
And there haven't been many opportunities for Bethel like that one right there, but not the best of opportunities that will come, I think, in this ball game for this Bethel team. That shot really didn't have a lot of mustard on it and sailed wide.
USAO defense definitely having a really good day so far, able to dictate the chances that Bethel has had so far. USAO with the ball, have it on their side of the middle third. As pass up, trying to find Nappy. Nappy unable to come away with it, and Bethel will send it the other way. But a steal there, and now Alberto has it. Alberto sends it back to Parkinson. Parkinson, with a little bit of pressure from Dubaya, gives it over to Okot. Okot trying to find something, but Bethel knocks it back the other way. Parkinson sends it over. Now Burley sends it up, trying to find someone, but Bethel able to knock it away. They have possession now on the far side. Bethel trying to send it up, but a little bit of an errant kick as Alberto sends it towards the net. Nice save there by Baker. And Alberto was able to get his foot in or chest or something on that one play to kind of set the ball just a little bit wide, and USAO able to come back up with possession as USAO has the first corner kick of the day. Corner kick in, goes right into a cluster of Bethel players, and Bethel will be able to clear it out. USAO comes back up with possession. Pryor sends it back towards the box as Parkinson, playing way up, will get called for the offsides. And Baker sends it back in for Bethel. Zamora Luna has his pass taken away, and USAO takes it back the other way. Owusu gets pushed off the ball there, and Bethel takes it back the other way as foul there against Okot. Bethel with a quick kick back into the play. Dumbaya gives it over to Luna. Luna to the far side, and Luna trying to come back up with the ball, and a nice slide tackle there by Orr. And Bethel coming back, and there's a trip there. No call, they're saying.
Waved it off. Guy on the outside, the line judge, had his flag up, but then from behind in the middle of the field, it was waved off.
So USAO takes it back over. And a whistle now as the referee comes over and will give the Bethel bench Coach Melvin Belong a yellow card, as he was unhappy with that call, and you can almost see why, but referee, they know all. So a little bit of discussion on who gets the ball back and from where, as Gene Nappy looks to be a little bit shaken up there.
Yeah, that was away from the play. All of a sudden, he went down in a heap in the offensive side for USAO, in the green and yellow with the black trunks. Slow to his feet. I'm not sure if he was pushed down or jockeying for position, ready for the ball to be played to the offensive end for USAO. Comes up Gimpy on his right leg and trying to shake it off right now. Real tall, slender, athletic forward for USAO.
Looks like we're going to have a drop ball here. And Bethel will send it towards the USAO net gently. Byers comes up with it and slides it over to Parkinson. Parkinson with the pass up to Nappy. Now we're to Madden. Madden going to the far side. Ball coming up along the sidelines. Comes back towards the middle. As pass to Burley. Burley, his pass is, or shot is deflected. Comes back this way, Doumbaya, and Sekon jockeying for position, as Sekon will get called for the foul, and Bethel will have a free kick near midfield.
Had some good physical play already. Doumbaya's been in the thick of it lately for Bethel.
Bethel taking it up, but goes too far for anybody. And Pryor sends it back towards the Bethel net. And more jockeying position, but Bethel will come away with that near midfield. Luna sends it over to Pereira. Pereira back to Luna, as a shot there is knocked over the bar by Byers. And we'll have a corner kick for Bethel. Kirchner will do the honors on the corner on the far side. He sends the cross in, and it will be knocked out by Byers. Bethel trying to get the kick back in, but USAO comes away with it. As a rush now, trying to get a little bit of a breakaway, but Bethel comes away with it as Pratt able to wrestle it away and sends it back towards Baker.
USAO had the numbers there going into the offensive third of the field, but just couldn't connect on that first outlet pass.
Bethel trying to send it the other way, and it will be knocked out of bounds off of USAO, and Bethel will have an inbound near midfield. Throw in and headed by Pryor. Pryor heads it right towards the Bethel player as he tries to send it in, knocked away by USAO. Bethel gets it back, however, and a long shot. Not much of a chance on that one. Sails out of bounds for a goal kick.
Hey, join us for soccer's biggest party, January 15th through the 19th in Philadelphia. Network and learn with your coaching peers, administrators, referees, business leaders, players, and fans. It's all coming up at the 2014 NSCAA Convention. No other event matches the excitement and energy of the jam-packed 4 days. Visit nscaa.com/convention for details and to register today.
First substitution of the game as Alan Comalong comes in for Nail Burley. come along number 3 for USAO. Ball heads out of bounds off of USAO in the Bethel half of the field, and Bethel will inbound with a long inbound, trying to find Dumbaya, and it will go out of bounds once again off USAO.
Still a scoreless game, approaching about the 31st minute here at Drover Field on the pitch between USAO and Bethel. And I was thinking we'd have a game here, 4-3, 3-2, something like what we saw in the women's contest that Bethel beat USAO's Drovers earlier this afternoon here in Chickasha. But these two teams haven't really been able to put together a cohesive attack just yet. USAO's had the better chances, but nothing really coming from any set pieces off of either side so far.
Errol Reed will check in for Vinicius Kirchner for Bethel, as Bethel with a chance, and it will go out of bounds off of a tackle off of USAO, and Bethel will have another corner kick as Pryor with the tackle to send it out of bounds. Zamora Luna with the corner. Sends it in, and it will sail over everybody's head and bounce back towards the net, and a kick there by Negan heads out of bounds. And Byers will have the goal kick. Byers spending some time this summer with the Oklahoma City Football Club of the Premier Development League, Division IV in the United States Soccer Complex. As a whistle with Cal Ocott drawing a foul. Ocott will send it in from the middle third. Trying to get a little bit of a set piece going for USAO as he sends it up towards the box, and a whistle there against USAO. As Parkinson and a Wildcat going for the ball. Ball back in play from Baker to Orr gets it, tries to get it back off the head. No good there as Pratt able to send it up, save it from going out of bounds. Orr gets it back, sends it to Pratt. Pratt has his pass deflected by Madden. Madden takes it around, tries to find some space. Gives it up, and the ball finds Owusu. Owusu loses the handle on it, and it will be sent out of bounds there by Bethel. Hansen kicking it out of bounds, just trying to save the chance there. Pryor coming up from the defense to throw it in for USAO. And Pryor with the long throw towards the box will be headed away by Bethel and then cleared. As Comalong sends it back towards the Bethel net, but Baker comes up with it. Baker with the kick. Sends it all the way down the pitch to no one in particular. And USAO comes away with it. Byers gets the ball in his box. And Byers with the long send. Finds Owusu, but ball gets away from him and will be knocked out of bounds.
These two teams do have a bit of a recent history playing here in Chickasha, Oklahoma. Back in mid-September of 2011, Bethel came here and won 3-2 on the road. It's hard to beat USAO on the Drover Field, as evidenced by last year's USAO team going 9-0-2 on this field at home, and they ended up finishing with an undefeated regular season and conference record.
Pryor with the inbound towards the box again. Be headed away by Bethel. And the ball will head out of bounds off the end line for a goal kick for Bethel. Baker will have the kick. Sends it up, and that will go straight out of bounds. Okot will have the inbound for USAO. Near their bench, he throws it in, tries to find Owusu, and that heads out of bounds. But that will be fouled beforehand as Pratt coming up from the backfield trying to take it away and ends up colliding with Owusu. So Okot will have the free kick here on the near sideline. Okot sends it towards the middle of the field, and it will be headed away by Bethel. Some jockeying for position there as Sekon gives it over to Comalong, back to Sekon. Sekon sends it in, and it will be called offsides there as Nappy trying to get a little bit of an edge towards the box, trying to get a little bit of a breakaway and get some kind of a chance for USAO. Baker sends it in. Parkinson with the header back towards Bethel's net. Nappy to Comalong. Comalong gets a little bit of a push, taken away by Bethel. Bethel bringing it up, trying to find Doumbaya, but the ball gets taken away by USAO, and Byers has it now in his box. Byers with the kick, sends it this way, and it will sail out of bounds for another Bethel throw-in. Pratt with the inbound. Gets it to Errol Reed. Reed, along with Okot, both battling for the ball, and Reed will get called for the foul. USAO will have the free kick. Byers coming out of his net to take that. Byers' kick heading towards the box, and Baker will come out of it and leap up to grab the ball out of the air. So he quickly throws it over towards the far side. Bethel bringing it up. Ball gets to Doumbaya on the far side. Doumbaya looking for a little bit of help. Orr comes in as he and Doumbaya, with a little bit of miscommunication, ball heads out of bounds, and USAO will take over.
For the USAO Drovers, number 13, Agba Ubreni, and number 24, Alex Rubio.
Owusu and Nappy head out as Ubredi and Alex Rubio check in for USAO. Pratt with a header as the ball came down for USAO. Foul will be called on a header, and Pratt will take the inbound. Pratt with the free kick. Sends it towards the box. And it will be headed away by USAO. Zamora Luna trying to find some help. Isn't getting a lot of it as he's getting double teamed and almost triple teamed at times. And Luna having to get it back to Jorgen Hansen. Hansen has to throw it out of bounds. USAO with the quick inbound. Sansford has his pass taken away by Bethel, but it heads back to Madden. Madden to the far side. And a nice takeaway there by Goncalves as Bethel tries to bring it the other way. Zamora Luna sends it up for Reed. Reed and Okot one-on-one. Okot with a little bit of a deflection. Reed Sends it towards the net for Orr, but it's too far for him. Bethel still has possession at midfield as Olanaran has it. Tries to send it up, able to find Doumbaya. Doumbaya trying to bring it up towards the middle, able to shake off a defender. Can't shake off another one, has it go back towards the sideline, and it will head out of bounds off of USAO. Deep in their own zone.
And now in the 41st minute, still a scoreless ball game here at USAO and Chickasha. At this point, don't think there'll be much added time at the end of the first half, but another substitution, this one from Bethel.
Benjamin Sweet and Michael Misizwicks. I'm sure I'll find my pronunciation guide here in a second. But they both check in for Bethel as the ball is inbounded. Doumbaya able to get a little bit of help. Ball goes towards the middle for Bethel. Header there towards Orr unable to come up with it, and USAO sends it the other way. As the ball sails over most everybody's head and gets knocked out of bounds there by Benjamin Sweet for Bethel.
Substitution for the USAO Drovers, number 19, Kyle Maxwell.
Kyle Maxwell checks in for USAO as Nicholas Alberto checks out. USAO has the inbound. Pryor gives it up to Madden. Madden sends it towards the box, and the header there saved by Baker. Heads up over the bar. That will result in a corner kick. As a nice header there by Ubretti, the substitution.
The best scoring chance of the match so far in the first half here. USAO's Ubretti, who had just came in off the bench. It's really up in the air for that one, but an equally good save off the good header by the goalkeeper, senior Christopher Baker.
Madden with the cross, sends it in. Header try there by Kamalong. And that will head out of bounds on the opposite side for a goal kick there for Bethel. About a minute and a half left here in regulation time of the first half. Still a 0-0 game. Baker with the kick. Okot kicks it up, and it's in the air now as Orr and Comalong battle for it. Orr able to get the kick, trying to find Luna. Luna's kick, however, heads to USAO. Pryor sends it up the pitch, heads over his teammate's head, back in, and a lot of volleying and jockeying for position here as USAO comes away with it at midfield. Chip pass taken away by Bethel. Okot comes away with it, sends it up to Comalong. Comalong has it in the corner, tries for the cross, and it's knocked out of bounds by Pratt. So we will have a corner kick to end the half, it looks like. Pryor will take the kick as time running down. And it's a throw-in, not a corner kick, my apologies. As it's sent in, Madden with a kick, deflected, and that will end the half as USAO with a good chance to close it out as they had probably the better chances towards the end of the half.
Yeah, USAO was able to dictate play much of that first half and had a few real good chances. One of those coming just a couple of minutes ago on a ball driven toward the net with a header being saved by Baker, the goalkeeper of Bethel, keeping this one at a scoreless ball game.
We will go ahead and take a break. And we will be back with halftime stats right here in Chickasha, Oklahoma. You're listening to live coverage of the 2013 Torbo National Men's Soccer Game of the Week, presented by the NSCAA and Admiral Soccer.
At nscaa.com/education. Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
Tra-la-la-tra-la-tra-la. Pleasure. Tra-la-la-tra.
Curious minds create beauty.
Curious minds discover new solutions.
Curious minds make a difference.
Curious minds shape their future.
USAO, College for the Curious Mind.
And welcome back to Chickasha, Oklahoma. Eric Rogers here with you right alongside Sean Tiemann. And real quick, we would like to thank our official hotel sponsor of tonight's National Game of the Week broadcast, Best Western of Chickasha. The Best Western is a great stop for opponents, away teams, fans, and families traveling to the area who need a place to stay. To book a reservation, contact Best Western at 405-224-4890 or visit them online at bestwestern.com. And Sean, it was probably a little bit higher expectation than what we saw on the field in the first half. We were expecting a little bit more up-tempo game and a few more chances, but defense standing tall so far.
Yeah, and maybe expected some scoring. Obviously scoreless at halftime here on the Drover pitch, and Chickasha is USAO ranked 18th this week in NAI Division I men's soccer, taking on Bethel out of Tennessee. They're receiving votes. I think Bethel has relaxed a little bit and let USAO try to come forward and dictate that and try to counter, but so far USAO has had more chances, 11 shots on at least in the first half, but only 3 of those on goal, and Bethel has had just 3 shots in the first half. So I would look to maybe see Bethel attack a little more. I know they're not, at least from what we've seen so far, as fast as the Drover squad, but I think they could counter and see what happens going forward for Bethel. But a team that's undefeated right now, playing with supreme confidence, even though USAO has had the better chances. The Drovers 3-2 record coming in, and it's a team that's won 2 in a row.
And you can definitely see the confidence coming off of that, scoring 7 goals against Friends the other day and able to shut them out at the same time. Liam Madden with 3 shots in the first half to lead the Drovers, and you can tell he's definitely got the confidence coming off of that hat trick earlier this week.
Madden had a hat trick. They've had another hat trick from Perry Sansford earlier in the season. So they have some goal scorers, guys that can put the ball in the back of the net. Just hadn't happened. Had a chance with a few minutes left in the first half on a ball that was crossed through the box and right in front of the net on a header by a player that had just been inserted off the bench. That was for USAO, Ogba Ubredi. Had a real good chance to score, but the header went right up toward the crossbar and was punched out of there by Baker, the good goalkeeper for Bethel. He might be one of the most impressive players we've seen so far in the field, the goaltender for Bethel.
Definitely. You can definitely see the size that he brings to the team and able to use that very well to his advantage. He's only had 9 saves so far this season, and he's already at 3 today. And we'll have to see if in the second half either team is able to pick up the tempo and break through the defense like they haven't been able to do in the first half. So as we get set for the second half here, USAO will have the kickoff. Gene Nappy and Perry Sansford will start it off for USAO as they give it back to Nail Burley. Burley gives it back to Parkinson. Parkinson with a long ball into the Bethel area, headed away by Bethel. Reed jumps in there for Bethel, sends it back, and Goncalves comes in as USAO. Gene Nappy trying to take the ball away, putting a little bit of pressure on Chris Baker as Baker sends it back up the field. Pryor sends it back towards the Bethel area, but Bethel comes away with it. And a nice touch in there by Madden, able to take possession back for USAO. Madden with the ball near midfield with a nice pass up for Nicholas Alberto. Alberto inside the box, takes the cross, but it heads out of bounds. And Bethel will have the goal kick. Well, it looked like to me it went off of Alberto, but looks like they're setting up for the corner kick instead.
That was a good run. Ball just a little bit too far out in front of Alberto to really do anything with, and apparently just played it off of a Bethel defender.
Luka Rastovich, or excuse me, Liam Madden with the corner, with the cross, goes in, goes right across the goal mouth and to the other side. And that will roll out of bounds for a goal kick.
A little bit too tight there near the post for that ball to really be headed toward the goal or be a shot on goal. Went right through, like you mentioned, the mouth of the goal and all the way out the other side. Good opportunity on the header, though, and able to at least put some part of his body on it through the box there.
About the best goal kick we've seen so far, as USAO had 2 in the first half. USAO retakes possession at midfield as Perry Sansford brings it up, drops it off, and Sansford trying to get towards the front of the goal, but it is knocked away by Bethel and will head out for another corner kick. And Liam Madden will head back to the corner to try this again for USAO. He's kind of got the elevation now off of the last one. Let's see if he can get it just enough distance from the goal mouth for a chance as it goes in and will be punched away by Baker. Dumbaya will come in for Bethel to take possession away, passes it back, and Bethel will take it the other way. A little bit of an overstep there by Zamora Luna as it gets taken away. Dumbaya with a nice run in there to knock the ball out of bounds off of, or away from Pryor. Pryor, however, with the throw and will be knocked out of bounds off Jens Nagin. And USAO will have another throw in. Pryor letting the play set up a little bit. Puts the throw in towards the box as USAO has a little bit of an entry there. Nice header try by USAO taken away. Madden gives it over to Comalong. Comalong to Madden as they bring it back this way. Bethel trying to get the ball out of danger as it will sail out of bounds. A little bit of a bad pass there by Aaron Sekon and a quick inbound by Reed for Bethel. Dumbaya gives it up to Orr. Orr tries a little bit of a chip pass trying to find someone with the lead, but there was no one there, and Byers comes away with it. Byers with the kick. Sails over Comalong's head, but Pratt with the header. But they will say there was a foul on the header, and USAO had the free kick. Madden with the kick, takes it up. Pryor now near midfield, tries to send it up, but Bethel will take it away. Dumbaya has it at midfield, trying to get away from the defender, finds Reed, but Pryor will kick it away. Nicholas Alberto with the ball now, takes it across the center of the field, sends it over to Comalong, but a nice jump in there by Pratt. And a handball there by Comalong, and Pratt kicked the ball up, trying to find Reed, but finds Pryor of USAO instead. Nice takeaway there by Zamora Luna to Dumbaya. Bethel has it. Tries a little bit of a fancy back pass there. Did Antonio Pereira, but USAO able to take it away. However, Pereira gets it back for Bethel. Tries another little chip pass there for Dumbaya, but Dumbaya was tied up with Parkinson of USAO, and Byers able to come up with it, sent it back the other way. Bethel with a header. And Madden tries to jump in over Antonio Pereira on the header, trying to save a little bit of a chance there by Bethel, but he gets called for the foul. Bethel, Zamora Luna has it. Tries to get another lead pass there, but USAO, the defense, standing tall as they take it up, and Gene Nappy lets the ball get away from him a little bit, and Bethel able to save a little bit of a chance there by USAO as it heads out of bounds, and USAO will have the throw-in. Okot with the throw-in, but Bethel will come away with it. Reed with a little bit of a tumble there, and Pryor comes in. Pryor with it to the corner. for Alberto. Alberto trying to take it in. A little bit of a cross there, but it will be knocked out of bounds. As the referee calls for a stoppage of time for a Bethel player on the ground, and he will call in the trainer.
I believe that's Errol Reed. He's been down for several seconds, maybe close to a minute or so. It is Errol Reed, sophomore forward out of Jamaica. Went down trying to run back defensively, and looks like he's grabbing his rib cage on the right side of his body. Training staff for Bethel out to check on him.
Reed and Cal Ocott, they've been very physical so far this game. They've been paired up pretty much the entire time. And Reed will have to sit out for the corner kick as it gets knocked in, but over everybody's head. And that will go out of bounds for a goal kick. And Reed heads back into the game. Baker with the goal kick, goes off of Reed. Pryor's right there, however, for USAO, and he knocks it back to Byers. Byers has to get rid of it quick, though. He sends it towards midfield, or right there to pick it up, gives it to Doumbaya. And foul called there as Orr went down. Referee not letting the play continue. So Bethel will have the free kick within the center circle. Oliver Pratt with the free kick, sends it towards the box. Parkinson for USAO will head it out of bounds, and a throw-in will be coming up for Bethel. Goncalves with the throw-in towards the box. Header there, and Madden with a kick, and Byers having to make a save. Doumbaya right there in front of Byers. But Byers able to make the save, and he lets the goal kick loose, sends it up for Alberto. Foul will be called on Bethel, and USAO will have the free kick here in the center third. Liam Madden coming up for the free kick. Steven Owusu looking to check in for USAO. Madden with the free kick. Ball will be knocked out of danger, though. And Bethel sends it up. Doumbaya has it on the far side. Parkinson jumps in there, knocks it away. Doumbaya follows it, but it will be out of bounds off of Parkinson. Doumbaya thought about a quick throw-in, but we'll leave it there for number 12, Antonio Pereira. Pereira with the throw-in. Orr heads it, but the wrong way. Luna trying to come up with it, but USAO will clear it. And that will head towards the sideline and will be out of bounds. Bethel will have the throw-in, but deep in their own third. There's a throw-in by Bethel. And the header will find Luna. Luna with the kick, and Parkinson will send it back towards Bethel's end. Orr with a nice kick as the ball continues to be volleyed. Finally finds the ground, and Madden will give it over to Alberto. Alberto loses the ball to Goncalves. Goncalves gives it up to the Reed, and Pryor going for the ball along with Reed, and Reed will get called for the foul. Or no foul, but it will be out of bounds off of him. So Pryor will have the throw in. as Owusu checks in for Nell Burley. Pryor with the throw-in. Finds Sansford in the corner. Sansford trying to get some bit of entry to the goal area, but it will be knocked out of bounds off of Bethel for a corner kick for USAO.
Well, Bethel has tried to be a little bit more aggressive here in the second half. They've had a couple of runs down the field in the offensive attacking third for this Bethel team, but USAO still having their opportunities. Another corner kick here. Let's see what they do with it.
Madden with the kick, sends it in, and it will almost go in, but Baker's able to keep it from crossing the line. Baker with the quick pass. Dumbaya trying to go for the ball with Pryor, and Pryor gets tripped up by Dumbaya, and that will be a foul there. Pretty close to about the best chance Bethel has had in a while. But Dumbaya unable to come up with it cleanly. So Pryor with the free kick. Sends it up, and it will head back towards Baker's net as the defense trying not to get in the way, and a nice save by Baker there. And there's a clear by Goncalves. Baker having to be quick on his feet there as Goncalves throws it into Reed. Pryor able to get the steal, gives it up to Alberto. Alberto takes it in, but the weak chance easy for Baker to come up with. His kick will head back towards his own net as USAO comes away with possession, but Pratt able to send it back the other way for Bethel. Parkinson sends it back as a lot of back and forth in this game right along midfield. And a foul will be called on USAO in the Bethel area.
Baker has had to come up with a couple of big saves in this game. Had just one moment to go on the Napi shot that was close to going in on the left side of the goal.
Alberto has it now on the near sideline, one-on-one with Goncalves, able to get the pass to Madden. Madden taking it in. He's one-on-one now, looking for a little bit of help, and it will go out of bounds off of O'Lanaran for another USAO corner kick. Vinicius Kirchner will check in for Bethel.
Bethel University, number 11, Vinicius Kirchner. And for the USAO Drovers, number 18, Niall Burley.
Now Burley will check in for Liam Madden. Madden, their main man for the corner kick, getting the sub out right here for another one. Burley sends it in. And the whistle will blow for the foul, and Baker will just have to set it down for the kick. Baker trying to direct traffic from his own box. Sends it up, and it will be headed towards his own net by USAO as they are relentless on their pressure right now. A little bit of a tie up there will be called a foul on Bethel. That's Alvaro Zamora Luna getting called for the foul, and USAO will have the free kick. Kick is up. Alberto battling with Goncalves, and it will skim off of Goncalves' head and out of bounds, and USAO will have the throw-in. Phil Pryor getting to the spot where the ball went out. And Pryor throws it in. Will sail over, and whistle will blow the play dead, and Bethel will have the free kick within their own box. Baker sends it right to Parkinson. Parkinson with a header. finds his teammate, but his touch heads right to Bethel. Pratt gets a little bit tripped up there. And Bethel will have the free kick. Hansen with the kick finds Reed. Reed able to settle down the touch. Battling Alberto. Reed getting double teamed, and Pryor will come away with it. Gives it up to Alberto at center field. Alberto dishes it off to Sansford. Sansford going one-on-one. Nice deke. Passes it over to Comalong. Comalong with the shot, and that will sail out of bounds on the side as Baker going for the dive.
Good sustain moving forward there by USAO, just unable to hit the shot on goal.
Bethel comes away with it off the kick. Doumbaya trying to reach up, and there's a foul behind the play, away from the ball. And Bethel's going to have a free kick pretty near the box.
Looked like that was on Burley, who was vehemently disagreeing with the call that was made. But it's going to give Bethel the ball and an opportunity here to do something moving forward. They have not had a whole lot of opportunities throughout the afternoon in this scoreless game, and we're approaching now the 18th minute of the second half.
And they've probably had even less chances so far this half, and this will probably set up their best one so far. As the only other chance that you can really point out is the Doumbaya run where he got called for the foul against Pryor. And there's a kick, and a straight-on kick on Byers. Byers able to knock it right over the crossbar, and that will result in a corner kick for Bethel.
To Bethel's credit, they've had a few more opportunities and at least look a little more aggressive in moving forward in the second half than in the first half. And they've had a shot on net like that one right there earlier in this half as well, and forcing at least the goaltender for USAO to have to make some kind of save.
Quick inbound on the corner kick, and there's the cross, and that will be a goal. No, offsides. Reed thought he had the header, but it is offsides. And that was a nice header there by Reed, but he was offside, so the game remains 0-0. We've got about 26 minutes left here in the second half, and USAO going for the quick counter. But Baker comes away with it. Baker will send it down to Reed. Reed with the header. Too far for Doumbaya to run after it. Byers comes out of his net, comes up at it.
You know, we have a bad vantage point for at least looking across down the goal line, and really couldn't tell if he was offsides or not. It appeared he was on that header that went in. It was erased.
Bethel getting the ball back at center field. Bethel with just 2 shots this period, but both of them coming not too far from each other. USAO has it near midfield, sends it up. Trying to get something going. But Baker picks it up on the weak chance. 6 shots so far this half by USAO, 17 total. As Pryor getting the ball back to Byers on that drop kick by Baker. Byers with the long kick now. And it will find Burley. Burley crossing it over to Comalong. Comalong trying to get a running Alberto, but it's taken away by Bethel as the ball ends up under Kirchner. And it will be a free kick for Bethel. Kirchner gives it up to Doumbaya. USAO seemed a little bit surprised there as Parkinson able to make a nice play on Doumbaya. Kirchner trying to get a little bit of a chance there, but the ball sails through everybody. And Byers comes away with it with a quick drop kick. And it will find Bethel. Reed has it now. Luna passes it over. And it will now find Reed. Reed trying to get a little bit of a lead pass there by Luna, and Parkinson with a hard check there. And that was right on the edge of the box. But they're not going to call that one a foul. The ball did go out of bounds off of USAO on the goal line, so it will be a corner kick for Bethel.
See if that header that went in the back of the net, which was negated, gives Bethel a little more confidence on a situation like this with the corner kick coming up in a scoreless game.
Corner kick is in, and a header, and a nice save by the defense of USAO as Byers was out of position. Doumbaya picks it back up for Bethel as they try to go for another chance. Pryor gets the header on the bad pass there by Doumbaya. USAO with trying for the quick counter, tried to save it from going out of bounds, but it did go out of bounds.
Not sure who the guy was who was able to get a foot on it, but Bethel had a real good chance again down here to score. And it might have been Owusu, number 10, who swooped in there and cleared that off. You mentioned the goaltender was a little bit out of position trying to make a save for USAO as the Drovers now counter.
And a handball by USAO goes uncalled. Bethel comes away with it, however. Hansen knocks it up. And now a quick counter try as Reed gets a little bit of a lead, tries to kick it right through Byers, but Byers, a good decision to come out of the net there and able to make himself big enough to turn that one away.
Yeah, and the guy who's really been involved in a lot of what Bethel's been able to accomplish on the offensive end in this second half is Harold Reed. He's been involved in some plays right there, almost had a chance, but the goalkeeper for USA was able to race out and at least get a hand on it or put his body in front of Reed and make him forced to kick it out of bounds. It actually went off the goalkeeper, so another corner coming up for Bethel.
Zamora Luna setting up for the corner. He sends it in. We'll go to the far side, and there's the kick and a nice header there by Pryor to clear the ball. And USAO trying to send it the other way. A little bit of a bad pass there by Alberto trying to find Burley, but USAO able to recover. Owusu. Now to Burley, over to Comalong. Comalong in the center, passes it up, and now we'll pass to the far side, taken away by Bethel. Doumbaya has it now. USAO definitely getting a little bit of confidence on that. Doumbaya with a shot from well out. Byers able to come away with it.
Had odd rush there for Bethel. All Doumbaya really had to do there was put it right on net, or at least a chance to kick it from deep outside the box. Didn't have a teammate to pass to. They were outnumbered as down the flanks. USAO was able to track back defensively.
Byers with the drop kick. USAO and Bethel trying to sustain possession. USAO has it right now. And a card is coming up now as the referee will get Gilmar Goncalves on that play. He had a little bit of a hard run in on Stephen Owusu as Owusu trying to go for the ball, and Goncalves just a little bit too aggressive there, picks up the yellow card. So Burley will take the free kick, sends it towards the net, and Parkinson will score off the header.
That's a goal for
And
USA,
Parkinson
number
coming
5,
up from the far side. Normally playing back on the fence, comes up for the corner kick, able to get the goal off the head, and it is 1-0 USAO.
Just snuck right in behind the defenders for Bethel, no one aware of him, and the ball put perfectly on that far post. and easy opportunity, and he made it pay off for USAO. Drovers finally on the scoreboard. We have our first goal, comes, 25th, 26th minute here in the second half.
Parkinson getting his second goal of the season. And here is 6 games played. He's started every single one. And USAO has the 1-0 lead here in the middle of the second half. USAO definitely had a little bit of, Bethel definitely had a little bit of momentum there, but USAO strong there to break up any of the momentum that Bethel had. And USAO is definitely going to be looking to take advantage of that. As Beyer sends the ball up, and Baker will pick it up. Quick kick from him. We'll find Reed. Reed's touch finds Luna. Luna back to Reed. Reed back to Luna. Luna passes it over, finds it to Doumbaya. Doumbaya to Reed. Reed working on it by himself, trying to find something, and there's the kick from top of the circle. But Byers able to come up with that one. As USAO comes the other way. Burley sends it up to Alberto. Alberto back to Burley, and he sends it up, trying to find Kyle Maxwell, but it will go out of bounds off of the head of Goncalves. And USAO will have another corner kick.
Yeah, saw another good opportunity for Bethel in the attacking third, and just had another weak shot from outside the box, unable to penetrate any deeper than what they were on that shot attempt. But at least that's better than what they had going in the first half in terms of the opportunities to try to put shots on goal.
Burley with the corner, sends it up, and it will be headed towards the center by USAO. USAO still has possession as Bethel trying to clear it. That attempt to cross it there will sail out of bounds. And it will be a goal kick for Bethel.
Before we have that and a substitution for Bethel, tell you, don't forget, you can purchase a video download of any contest of this fall's Game of the Week series. Heading to the website, it's at torbosportsgroup.com. Make the order, and Torbo Sports will send an email to you with a link to download the game in full for yours to keep forever. That's torbosportsgroup.com. Torbo spelled T-O-U-R-B-E-A-U, torbosportsgroup.com.
Goncalves checks out for Bethel as Benjamin Sweet checks in for them. Wildcats trailing 1-0 here with about 17.5 left in the second half. USAO with the inbound throw-in. And they will now have a corner as Hansen, trying to send it the other way, accidentally knocks it out of bounds on the goal line, so a corner will be coming up for USAO. This one coming from the far side. Burley with the cross, sends it in, and it will be headed up over the goal by Ubretti. And the goal kick now by Baker. Sends it in. Parkinson with the header. And Hansen comes away with it, kicks it up. Doumbaya going for the ball. Will get tripped up there by Aaron Sekon. Sekon getting called for the foul. Bethel will have the free kick near the edge of the circle. Pratt sends it up. Lob cross there. Hansen playing up. Unable to come up with the header, and he has to rush back. Kyle Maxwell has the ball, trying to take it up for USAO. Oversteps it a little bit, has to backtrack. Gives it to Pryor. Pryor sends it up to Alberto, but finds the head of a Bethel player instead. Alberto gets it back, however. Sends it up and now crosses over to Burley. Burley over to Owusu. Owusu on the far side has the ball stripped. And Bethel trying to clear it. Baker being a little bit too hesitant on the ball there as he had Alberto right there with the pressure, but he's able to clear it out. Brian Byers, the USAO keeper, picks up the ball and has the kick now, sends it to Alberto. Alberto drops it off for Alex Rubio. Rubio to Alberto. Alberto has it at center of the box. Alberto has to take it back, and a little bit of miscommunication ends up in the ball heading to the Bethel possession. Reed unable to pick that one up in a race with two Drovers. He's unable to come up with it, and the Drovers give it back to Byers.
You have to wonder as the second half goes along now. So we move into about the 31st minute here. The USAO up 1-0. It's their third game this week. They're young guys, though. They can handle all this physical activity out here. See how they respond, though.
Hansen has the ball for Bethel. Kicks it up to Dumbaya. Dumbaya has to pass back a little bit. Bethel still in possession. Dumbaya has it now at midfield. A little bit of a double team coming. Gets it to Reed, back to Dumbaya, but Dumbaya didn't seem like he was expecting that one. USAO takes it over. Kyle Maxwell gives it to Rubio, back to Maxwell. Maxwell able to keep it inside. Tries to go to the center, but no one's there except a Bethel defender. And Bethel takes it over. Reed gives the ball over, and now it finds the feet of Kirchner. Kirchner sends it over with a nice ball there. Nice save, and not enough there by Byers. Bethel ties it up. Alvaro Zamora Luna with the tying goal. 13:34 left in the second half. It is tied 1-1. Zamora Luna able to get the ball off of that nice lead pass and able to tie it up 1-1.
Luna, one of the leading scorers for Bethel, was able to make a nice run up ahead. Not many defenders back, and you could hear, at least through our headsets in the background, Jimmy Hampton, the USAO head coach, was talking about, guys, don't run to the ball. You know, he was talking about his defenders trying to get back, and USAO was just simply caught right there, napping a little bit. Bethel was able to take advantage of it. Almost a spectacular save made by the keeper for USAO, Brian Byers, just off his mitt and into the net behind him.
Zamora Luna with his fourth goal of the season. He is now tied with Mohamed Dumbaya at 4 apiece for the team lead. As Bethel has possession in their own zone. Orr has the ball, passes it up, gives it to Luna. Luna with the rush. Able to get the ball over to Kirchner. Kirchner sends it up. And another goal there by Bethel to make it 2-1. Two very quick goals as Antonio Pereira able to pick up the ball. Sends it towards the corner of the net, the far corner. Byers unable to come up with it. It's 2-1 Bethel over USAO.
Again, similar to the first goal, just scored about a minute and a half ago by Bethel. The Wildcats able to counter, make a good deep run, put a shot on net. That time found the back of the right side of the net. Byers never had a chance to make a save.
Byers getting hung out to dry a little bit by the defense of USAO. Seems they had a little bit of their what they thought was the Bethel game plan, and Bethel able to make the adjustments against USAO as USAO trying to get it back to a tie game. Baker with the drop kick, sends it up for Pereira, but Parkinson heads it away. Bethel comes up with it, though. As a little bit of a collision there, no call. Dumbaya comes up with it. Gives it to Luna on his right side. Luna looking for someone to pass to. Passes it back. Now to Dumbaya. Dumbaya takes it up. Nice pass over to Orr. Orr with the cross. Too far over the net. And that will be a goal kick for USAO.
Yeah, the chances in the first half for Bethel were a little deeper out. Those 2 goals that they just scored, they had some shots that they were able to put on net, and opportunities for them paid off. Dividends here in the second half. It's a 2-1 lead for Bethel. USAO, a little bit of the shoulders slumping right now.
Bethel gets the possession back off of Byers' goal kick. Kirchner gives it over to Orr to Kirchner. Kirchner looking for the cross. Gets blocked away by USAO. Pereira with a quick turnaround shot gets blocked as the ball heads back towards midfield. Luna gets fouled there by Comalong as he ran up trying to get the tackle. And Luna, a little bit shaken up there on the play, has to take a seat, as it looks like he's favoring his right leg a little bit maybe. Referee checking on the severity.
Luna, man that scored the equalizer, slow to get up. Tried to make another move there on a defender and comes up a little bit lame here. It might have a substitution for Bethel.
Amadou Ba will check in for Luna. As the free kick now for Bethel. USAO will take possession off of that though. Comalong brings it up, will pass it forward, get it back. Comalong passing to the far side, able to find a teammate. Nice thought of a tackle there by Hansen, all ball, as USAO trying to find the equalizer, gets the cross, and it will be too far there for Alberto. And we will have another injury stoppage as Stephen Owusu, who was the one that collided with Hansen on that tackle that happened in midair with the ball in midair, and both of them getting all ball, but Owusu seeming to get the worst end on that one, but he is up and running around again as Baker will have the goal kick for Bethel. Baker sends it up to Orr. Ball misses both his and Pryor's heads. It will go out of bounds off of Pryor, though. Able to get just a little bit of a skim off of him, and Bethel will inbound. Nagin with the inbound to Kirchner. Kirchner with the cross. Parkinson puts his leg in there, able to turn it away. And a nice takeaway there by O'Lanaran as Parkinson going in there for the tackle, and he was head over heels there. And looks like Bethel's trying to discuss with the referee what happened there. So Bethel will have a free kick. And that will go off of a USAO defender and the other way as Owusu getting tripped up as he tried to rush towards the ball. Bethel will get called for the foul and the yellow card. USAO will have the free kick on just their side of midfield. About 9.5 minutes left here in the second half. 2-1, Bethel with the lead. As the kick comes in for USAO, Pryor will send it back off the deflection, and the ball will be knocked out of bounds by Olanaran. USAO will have the inbound. Pryor with the throw in, sent it towards the box to Parkinson. Parkinson tried the header, and Owusu trying to go for the kick. But with the ball in the air, he whiffs on it, and it will go out of bounds on the sideline. They'll say it was off Bethel, so USAO will get another chance here. Pryor with the throw in again. Trying to go for the same play with Parkinson going for the header. It will be offsides there as Alberto gets caught behind the defense on that chance, and Bethel will have the free kick off of that. Baker with the kick, finds Parkinson, but it will now go to Bethel as Amado Bai gets it over to Orr, and it will go out of bounds off of Pryor. So Bethel will have the inbound. As we have a couple of substitutions now. Orr checks out with Reed checking in. Pereira checks out for Bethel. Again with the throw-in, gives it to Ba. Ba up to Doumbaya. Doumbaya brings it around. Tried for the cross in the center, but it will go out of bounds off of USAO on the tackle. So Bethel will have a corner chance. Trying to get the goal to get enough separation here against USAO as they're up 2-1. Cross is in. And it will go out of bounds on the other side.
For the USAO Drovers, number 14, Stephen Johnson.
Stephen Johnson will check in for USAO as Liam Madden checks out. Byers kicks the ball back into play. Ball will go out of bounds on the far side off of Pratt on the header. And Pryor will come up from the backfield for the throw-in for USAO. 5:50 left in the second half, 2-1. The Wildcats leading the Drovers. As the throw-in goes, Comalong trying to keep something going for USAO, but Hansen will knock it away for Bethel. We'll head out of bounds, however, in the USAO zone.
Yeah, here in the waning minutes, we'll have to see, Eric, how much of a shell Bethel goes into defensively with this lead. Can they protect and keep this undefeated record they have at the start of the 2013 season? Wildcats are 4-0.
Ball goes into the Bethel zone. Nice clear there as Bethel tries to get it up to Doumbaya, but Parkinson steps in, turns it away. Back to Doumbaya, however. Kirchner gets it over to the far side. Now to Doumbaya in the middle. Comalong comes away with it on the turnover, however. He sends it up on the long ball. And USAO trying to get some type of penetration, but Bethel, the defense, doing very well to keep them out of the attacking third. As Bethel able to get it to Doumbaya, now to Luna back in the game. Luna to Olanaran. Olanaran here on the near side will try to get around Pryor, but Pryor will hold him up.
Yeah, held his shorts, it looked like. Tried to run right around him. Olanaran had a good run and did all he could prior to keep him from chasing that ball down. Might have had a pretty good attack there going for Bethel had the side of the shorts not been held.
And Pryor getting the booking for that one, a yellow card coming out. So the free kick now for Bethel. Sends it towards the box, but USAO able to knock it away. Like you said, you wondered how much of a shell Bethel was going to go in. Well, they don't really have numbers up front right now. Definitely keeping them back to defend against any chances that USAO might have as the ball sails towards Byers' net. Byers comes away with it with a quick throw to Alberto. Alberto trying to get it back as whistle blows. And Bethel will have the free kick as Baker sets it up. So we have an injury stoppage for Kirchner. Kirchner having to get a sub out there as Baker sends it in to the far side for Bethel. Parkinson able to turn it away. Goes to Ba of Bethel. Luna trying to get it back, but USAO will take it over. But Luna takes it away again. Near side now, it will go out of bounds off of USAO. Sansford, the last one to touch that. Nagin will throw it in for Bethel. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left here in the second half. Inbound to Doumbaya. Doumbaya gives it over to Luna. Luna. Nice tackle there by Comalong. Nice clean slide tackle. USAO with the quick counter. And Nagin will end up fouling there as Alberto trying to get a little bit of a rush there. And USAO will have a free kick as Okot comes in to take it. Players lining up for the set piece. USAO trying to tie it up as we're under 2 minutes left. Parkinson trying to go for it. Ends up running into Baker, but the ball will be deflected out of harm's way by Bethel. Doumbaya has it at midfield, sends it up to Ba. Back to Doumbaya, behind him, or else they might have had another good chance there, but Doumbaya able to take it away. Flubs on the cross, though, and USAO will take it over with a minute and a half left. USAO working the long ball now. Reed trying to come in, take the ball away. And there will be another booking there against USAO. As Steven Johnson gets the booking. Luna has it now. Now at the far side, will inch out of bounds. Comalong will have the ball with a minute left here in regulation.
1 minute left in regulation.
USAO needing to put out all the stops here. But Bethel doing a very good job as a nice play there by Miswich. This switch to Doumbaya. Doumbaya almost makes it 3-1, but the ball heads just over the crossbar. Byers trying to be very quick about getting the ball back in play, but it will be stopped. The clock will, as some substitutions happen. 36 seconds left. Byers with the goal kick. He sends it up. And Bethel trying to do whatever they can to just let the clock run out. Comalong and Pryor taking their time on the throw-in here with 20 seconds left. Pryor sends it in to Parkinson. It will hit the head of a Bethel player. Bethel trying to clear it out. They do. 10 seconds left. It heads out of bounds. Alberto will throw it in with 3 seconds left. And the ball in feet will be scored, but after the whistle. Just a second after the whistle. No goal, says the referee. USAO protesting, but I have to go with the referee. The whistle sounded just before that ball went in and crossed the line.
Yeah, and I was trying to look up at the clock, Eric. I think it went in after the scoreboard hit zeros over here to our left at the south end zone on the pitch at USAO. And right away, the officials, all three of them on the crew said no goal.
Right. Yeah, you could hear the whistle, and it was right about the whistle that the ball hit the bar, and that ball has to go completely over the line to count, and there was no chance that it had that much time to do so.
What was strange there is a lot of the players stopped before that ball was even kicked.
Yes. But that will do it here, and the final score will be 2-1. Bethel with the score. We will take a quick break as you're listening to the 2013 Torbo Men's Game of the Week here on NSCAA.com.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
Draw the ledger.
Curious minds create beauty.
Curious minds discover new solutions.
Curious minds make a difference.
Curious minds shape their future.
USAO, College for the Curious Mind.
Can you give me the answers here?
Welcome back to the Turbo Men's National Soccer Game of the Week on NSCAA.tv. Sean Tiemann joined by our man of the match here as Bethel out of Tennessee defeats the host school in Chickasha, USAO, by a score of 2-1. For Bethel, Alvaro Zamora Luna scores the first goal after USAO had put one in, our first of the game in the 25th minute of the second half on a header by Parkinson for the Drovers. It was 1-0, and then about 5+ minutes later, you, Mr. Luna, score the equalizer. It seemed to give your team some fuel. How did it feel? You guys hadn't had a lot of opportunities in the attacking zone until that point in the second half. You were able to put one in.
Yeah, at that point it was really hard because they just scored on us, but I didn't have a doubt on my team. I knew it was going to be hard. It was hot, and my friend assisted me with a beautiful pass. I had to put it in. Then they brought the team up, and you saw how we pick up the game.
Yeah, about a minute and a half after your goal, second goal, which ends up being the eventual game winner. What were you guys looking to do in the second half different than what you tried in the scoreless first half?
Well, we talked before the game. Coach told us to aim for a 0-0 in the first half because we know they're going to have the pressure there at home. We had to start playing, and that's what we did. We started playing good soccer combinations, and then you could saw we started attacking more, and the goals came. Really good goals.
How frustrating was it for you guys to not have a lot of opportunities until the latter stages of the second half?
Yeah, we talked about it. We knew they were gonna have a position. They were gonna play hard. So we didn't let that bring us down. But it was hard. But good luck that we could came back in the game.
Well, congratulations on the goal that tied it at 1, and then the victory. You guys win it 2-1. Bethel University defeats USAO here in Chickasha at Drover Field for the second time in the last 3 seasons. That is our man of the match, Alvaro Zamora Luna. And we will take a break or keep it here. We'll keep it here and wrap it up as Eric rejoins me here for our post-game show. I thought his goal really set the stage for the rest of the match, and you saw just a minute and a half later, Bethel scores the eventual game winner to make it 2-1 in the 32nd minute or so. His goal comes in the 30th minute of the second half, Eric, and he was the guy that kept putting pressure on the whole second half for Bethel, and I think maybe gave some confidence to his teammates that they could try to get some more shots on net. You look at those shots, at least attempted, maybe not on goal, but attempted for the entire game. USAO wins that category 19-15, but at halftime it was 11-3 in favor of Science and Arts.
Right, and like you said, the shots on goal, they both ended up with 6 on goal, which after the first half was nowhere near that same boat that they were in. And for Bethel to come back like they did in the second half, Alvaro Luna, or Zamora Luna with 3 shots on goal, and led the team in that stat, as well as joining Pereira with 4 shots total. He was definitely one of the driving forces for Bethel to come back.
Yeah, and Luna's goal scored off of the keeper for USAO. Brian Byers had a beat on it, tried to save it, went off his right hand and into the back corner of the net that tied the game and gave Bethel all that confidence going forward. And defensively, I thought once they had the lead, really protected, built up a wall. USAO had a few chances, but they weren't prime scoring opportunities after that.
Right, and you have to give props, too, to Chris Baker, having to come up as big as he did in the first half. Kind of died down in the second half for him, but he didn't get cold. He didn't tighten up. He was able to stay loose and able to come up big when he needed to. And there were a couple chances there that he really needed to step up for Bethel to make sure that they kept the game in a 2-1 score in their favor.
And uncharacteristically now, USAO has 2 home losses. Didn't lose a home match all of last season when they went undefeated in the regular season and the postseason conference tournament. Didn't lose until they lost to the eventual national champion Belhaven out of Mississippi in the quarterfinal round of the national tournament. Bethel remains unbeaten. They're 5-0. They were receiving votes this last week. I would guess they'll be ranked next week in the top 25 of NAI Division I men's soccer.
Definitely, and to come against a team like USAO here at Drover Field in Chickasha, it just is a big testament to the program this year and will definitely go a long way for Bethel coming up this season.
Right, and USAO, they're fine. I know their record's 3-3 now, but they have 3 All-Americans returning. It's a team that'll make the national tournament. I have no doubt about that.
Right. Well, that will do it for us today. Once again, USAO falling here at home to Bethel University from Tennessee. 2-1 the score. Scar Parkinson scoring the goal for USAO. Alvaro Zamora Luna and Antonio Pereira netting the goals for Bethel out of Tennessee. And that will do it for us today. We want to thank you very much for joining us, and be sure to join us next week as NSCAA and Torbo Sports Group puts on another game of the week. But I am Eric Rogers, and
Sean Team.
Yeah, you. And that will do it for us today. We want to thank you very much for joining us, and have a good night, everybody.